Hi there and welcome to Dufferin Life. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm your host, Tina Avery. So it's the time of year that I love. I love October, and if you haven't watched the show before, you're going to find out why I like October. But if you watch the show, then you know that I am a lover of Halloween and everything dressing up, you know, just enjoying the actual atmosphere of the day itself. And what better way to do that than on a witch's walk? Did you know about the witch's walk? I didn't know about it, but it's coming up very, very soon. And joining me today, we have Sarah and Shauna. They are here to tell us all about it. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. We really appreciate coming on.
It is truly my pleasure. I love to help create awareness for events and let people know what's going on. And this event is in support of a very important organization that I love to support, both on TV and off screen. Excuse me. Maybe I need to make my way there. We're talking about Headwaters Healthcare Foundation. Shauna, tell me a little bit about yourself and what you do for Headwaters.
Yeah, so I do all the marketing and communications in the foundation office right now. And I also manage our third-party partnerships and events in the community, which is how I got linked up with Sarah for the Witches Walk, because Headwaters is the beneficiary this year, which we're super excited about.
That's absolutely amazing. So before we talk to Sarah, I'm going to ask you a question because people may not understand what you mean, because I mean, I do. We're kind of in the same industry.
Yep.
But let's talk about what a third-party event is.
Yeah, so we have a lot of community partners in the Dufferin-Caledon area that choose Headwaters as their philanthropic choice, which we sincerely appreciate, and then we work with them in the community to help facilitate any event that they have organized or an idea. We try and support them any way we can. Not only do we have just businesses or community organizations that host events, we have businesses that partner with us as well and will donate a percentage of sales every month towards the hospital or something like that. That program for us is actually growing immensely, which is fantastic because we're getting more awareness out in the community. And with this recent one with Sarah and the Witches Walk, we're kind of reaching a new market as well, which we're really excited about.
And that's so important too, because I mean, I've had Kim Delahunt on here. I've had different people all from Headwaters talking about the fact that there's such a need for fundraising.
There is.
Because I think a lot of people may have the perception that, you know, oh, if the hospital needs money, they just go to the government gives them the money, but that's not how it works, is it?
That is not how it works, and right now is actually a really exciting time. So we're in our Smart Headwaters fundraising campaign. The focal point of that campaign is the MRI, which we broke ground for on September 27th. So
amazing.
Very exciting. It is coming. Right now we're hoping it will be operational in spring of 2025. So that is a very large capital investment by way of the foundation. So the Smart Headwaters campaign itself is an $18 million fundraising campaign, and we are approaching $15 million right now. So we are well on our way there, and it's bringing a lot of good to Headwaters Healthcare Center, the MRI, a new dialysis expansion that will be launched on October 4th, and a whole bunch of other new equipment to make sure that we're providing exceptional care close to home for everyone.
And that's so vitally important, the words that you just said, they're close to home, because so many people that are suffering with many different diseases and symptoms and diagnoses, and they always have to travel to go. And the fact that this amazing campaign, and I can't believe that's congratulations on getting almost there. I mean, you're at 15 million, which I think is phenomenal.
Thank you.
Job well done. So now we got to get into, we're gonna talk to Sarah a little bit about the Witches Walk. Can you tell me how the Witches Walk started?
Yeah. Okay, so it was 3 years ago, and at the time, there was a witch's walk up by my cottage, and they kind of do some steampunk stuff up there, and we wanted to make it out and we couldn't. So we ended up doing a witch's walk, just my aunts and my mom and my cousins in Dundas, and it was just 10 of us. Cars were stopping and pulling over. They were getting out of their cars, asking to take pictures with us. I think we ended up in the paper down there, and I immediately go home and I start to talk about this because I thought it was amazing, and I thought it could be something more because it was powerful. And every woman that I spoke to, their eyes would light up and they would say, oh, well, I have a costume. I could do that. So after like the fifth or sixth person, I'm like, okay, that's fine. Well, let's see what all of you are actually made of. So I told my two friends, who are also the founders of the association, and I said, if I make this post on Facebook, will you walk beside me if no one else does? So I posted that I would walk down the main street, starting at the south end by the tin roof, which we're starting this year. And I said that if anyone else wanted to join me in their witch's wardrobe, you're more than welcome.
Right.
So 65 women
Amazing.
showed up in witch's costume. About 40 to 50 of them I didn't know. So from there, it seemed like there was a need or wanting for more of this camaraderie. And from there, the Wellington Dufferin Women's Association was born. And then now we're on our third year for the walk. Last year, 120 people showed up.
Amazing.
And all the merchants on the street were involved, sort of, so the women sort of had a trick-or-treating experience. I'm going to have a glass.
That's so fun. That is a lot of fun, for sure.
Yes, and you said that thing about the atmosphere. I love fall. I remember when I was younger walking down the street with my girlfriends, just because we didn't have a lot to do, and we loved to be outside at night in the fall with the leaves. And I feel like that's part of what started it. I love the fall. I love the spirit of Halloween. It is not a Wiccan event. This is an event about sisterhood and camaraderie and celebrating one another and celebrating yourselves. I don't think every woman out there has the opportunity to be silly, to have fun, and be like they once were, without questions. And for those of us that can come out, we represent those that can't, and we're there for one another, having the best time. And being on the third year, I feel like that's a reflection of how successful it's been.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talked a little bit off screen about, that there are people that are probably more hesitant to do something like that. Like they need that opportunity to come out and show themselves how they want to be, whether they want to think about when they dressed up when they were young, whether they want to think about their friends, whether they want just their friends surrounding them. They don't often have that opportunity.
And you can make it anything you want. This year my costume is very different from what I've done. And what I noticed, this is what was so amazing the first time. Everybody came as their own version. So my sister-in-law was like this ephemeral goddess. My one cousin was like a sexy witch. My mother was like a bibbidi-bobbidi-boo witch. I was the wicked witch. So everybody had a different spin on it, which I thought was really interesting. So you can make it what you want. And the camaraderie part is when you call 3 or 4 of your best friends and say, listen, we should do this. We can either dress how we want, we'll just have fun with it, or we can represent as a group. So again, it's for people to do what they want with. We just want them to come, have fun, be part of our community, and support such a worthwhile cause. Can I say one thing about what you guys were talking about with the community?
Absolutely.
Before this started, I asked Shauna a little bit more about where they were at with the MRI campaign. And as soon as she told me about the total, I said, I'm like, maybe you shouldn't mention that. Maybe we're just 2 small potatoes. And she said the most powerful thing to me. She said, when you get to this part of a campaign and you've been working at it for so long, you've already tapped all of the obvious resources. It's now where you need the last bits and pieces that you can pull together from everyone, which means everybody's piece counts. So no contribution is too small, and the more of us that get together and do this, the bigger our contribution from this event will be to you.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right, because I can't, just from doing marketing and things over the years, and I've worked with fundraisers, I've worked for not-for-profits, I've done all these different things, and that is a really big number, and I think it's like daunting when you think at the beginning, but then you're absolutely right. When you look at the end, it's like, where do you go now? Because you've had all of your creative ideas, you get all started, you're pumped, you get to go, and then but you still have a
Yeah.
you still have a goal to reach.
And Sarah said it perfectly as well. Like no contribution is too small. I know it is a massive goal, and we are well on our way, which is very exciting. But it takes a village to be able to do something like this. So we appreciate any help that we can get from the community, and this is another major one for us. So we're super excited.
And you know what? And I, honest to goodness, the theme of all of my October shows is what an amazing community we live in. We're surrounded by amazing communities. We live in amazing communities. I've never seen. I don't think I would ever want to live anywhere else. Yeah, if that, like it's just you see organizations supporting other organizations. You see other not-for-profits supporting other not-for-profits. You see, people coming up with creative ideas in order to make the community a better place.
I have had people drop off witch paraphernalia in my mailbox randomly. The same day, I had someone send me a song they made for the Witches Walk. People are so excited, and they're like trying to give thematically to the cause is really above and beyond. It says a lot for the Erin community, from the bricks and mortar to the people that live around it. Mm-hmm. And it means a lot right now.
Yeah.
And it's a really positive thing.
Absolutely. And I've said this before, there's a lot of people that would love to contribute to things and don't have the funds to do so. The best way you can help them is to spread the word. So go online, spread, you're getting the information, you're getting the websites, you're going to have everything at the end of the show. It's all going to appear on the screen. But share that with people. If you can't go, you can donate. If you can't donate, you can't go to support. Just to be there and be there with your friends and have an amazing time, then share it with at least 5 people that you know. And that alone will be extremely beneficial to this event.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, no, and it's true for any event. Like there are people that think, oh my gosh, I wish I could donate. I wish I had something to give, and you do. You do. You can volunteer. You can just be a part of it. Just go dress up and be a part of the energy, because this is an experience for people.
Absolutely. And if somebody is also, I just want to put that out there, if someone is hesitant because they actually don't have money, they need to contact us, and we will make room for them. No questions asked. I don't want anyone to feel excluded. And that's the same, if somebody wants to bring their husband, it's a women's association, but women have husbands and women have children. So we don't want to exclude anybody.
No, and that's absolutely wonderful.
And I think your point was huge. Everyone has their own network. You know people that I don't know. I know people that you don't know. So sharing it with those groups respectively does help spread the word hugely for what we're trying to do in the community. So.
Absolutely. Well, we only have a couple seconds left. So the events, just tell me the date and the time.
October, 6 o'clock.
October.
October 25th. It's a Friday, and it starts at 6 p.m. at the Tin Roof.
At the Tin Roof.
And it's going to end at the Bush Home.
Okay.
And we're going to be featuring DJ on top, which is our local Erin DJ. And his name's Anthony. And it's amazing. We're super excited to have them on board this year.
Ladies, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much.
It was truly my pleasure, and don't you go anywhere. We'll be right back. So we're still on screen, so we're just going to be, Tina's so funny. Yeah.